millions and millions of people. I'm a white boy, Sean Kelly. I've witnessed every Ramadan, people get up there, brother, and recite the entire book. There's nothing in front of them.
Wow.
And if they make one mistake, Sean, one mistake, 50 people in the crowd will correct the imam. This is not like with a priest. And you can, with imams, you can say, no, you're wrong, or no, you messed up. You're allowed to challenge them. There is no superiority in Islam. There is no confessing your sins. Your sins are between you and God. God has all power. The imam can't cure you of your sins. He can advise you. This is what you did wrong. Try to fix it. Try to fast. Try to make up for the evil you've done by doing good. Or as the Prophet Muhammad said, replace evil with good. There is no superiority in race. I'm white. I'm always the minority. I never feel uncomfortable. I've walked into mosques in Newark, New Jersey, Malcolm X Mosque in Harlem. That's what I love about it. That's what changed Malcolm X. He went to Mecca. He hated white people, bro. It's the truth. He lost his life. He was not a true follower of Islam. He was in a deviated sect. Then he became a true Muslim. It costed him his life.
Really?
He came back and said, no, we're all equal. Because he was in Mecca. He did the pilgrimage. Every Muslim has to go once in their life if they can afford to. He goes to Mecca, does the pilgrimage. He's sitting there eating out of a bowl with white people. He's like, these people don't view me the way white people in America view me. They view me as equal to them. That's when he became a true Muslim. Go look at the clip on YouTube. When he comes off the plane from Mecca, he comes back on this journey and he's like, actually, we all can get along. If we could learn how to believe in Islam, we could all be brothers and sisters. These people don't view me based on my color. He changed his whole song and dance from that one journey. It is the greatest gathering of people on earth. It's the most powerful vortex on earth. You have 2-3 million people circulating, which we believe the first place built to worship the one God. Some of the scholars believe that's even where maybe Adam and Eve reunited on the earth. We don't know for sure, but we know Abraham constructed that spot. The box, which is known as the Kaaba, is not the original box. It just marks the spot. Because the tradition is Abraham went and left his wife right there in the wilderness. So it's just desert. There was nothing there. Peace and blessings be upon him. God commanded him, take your wife, leave her and your child there. And he left. As he left, he said, oh God, make this place a place of sanctuary. And legend has it, she ran back and forth between the mountains looking for sustenance. She's in the middle of the desert, scorching, there's nothing, no husband. They're following God's command. And all of a sudden, the springs gush out from the desert. This is known as the Zamzam water. There's still a spring there that no one can explain how this spring has the amount of water it does, which provides Mecca with all of its water.
Wow.
That's why it became a city. And the tradition of the pilgrimage has been going on since that time. Millions and millions of people.
Okay, so there are several things that he mentioned. I didn't realize it is as long as it is actually is. And he went on the later part about the journey of Malcolm X and what he saw about the unity despite the race, etc. Right? But I wanted to comment on the earlier part, but I forgot already.
I'm a white boy, Sean Kelly. I've witnessed every...
Okay. So he talked about the fact that the Quran was memorized. In Ramadan, normally we have the Hafiz become the Imam of the prayer and recite, etc., 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 right? And he mentioned something that I think is interesting, that he said he is a white boy and he would be the minority in Islam, right? That is interesting, I would say, because right now I do think that the white or Caucasian is the minority when we zoom out of the Muslim community. But I wonder for the future though, right? Because the fact that you can see in the West, in Europe, in the US, those are among the places where people going into Islam at quite an interesting pace. So I wonder, would there come a point where we will see that the demography of the white within the Muslim community is no longer seen as minority, but it is as representative or as others, right? Though perhaps it's very difficult to overtake those of us that reproduce at a higher rate, if you understand what I mean, right? So for example, a Malay Muslim community, we normally have 5, 6, 7 children. I would assume the Arabs have similar birth rate, etc. So maybe to overcome, for the white to overcome, I haven't seen, because I've not know personally many white Muslim, and I haven't seen the trend when we have a white Muslim household, do they also have, generally speaking, a lot of children, or the economic circumstances of those countries make it, more difficult to have a lot of children. When I was in France, because of certain rules, right, it is to protect the children, etc. So you have the ratio of the size of the house with the number of children that you have. So from my experience there, I would do think that if I have more and more children, and if I'm required by law to have more and more number of rooms, and the rent there is quite pricey, so maybe that is certain factors that makes it more difficult compared to here. When I was small, because my sibling is 7, and I can recall that we have the sedan car, where back then it's still something that is acceptable to cram like several children with 2 parents going for long distance, going back for holiday. So some of my siblings are on the on the back side. You have the seat, and then the place for the leg, right? And some in the back windshield. So those were the time before my father can afford to have like a bigger van where everyone can be seating the 7 children. Anyway, so I think certain countries it's easier to have more children because of the certain custom rules, etc. But anyway, so that's the video. I do not have anything else to add. I would think those are among the things that I think is interesting from the perspective of those who are newly exposed to those facts. Feel free to comment. Thank you for watching. See you next time.